Hi, this is Catherine. This is Taking Tea with Catherine. This is a lovely tea. It is blackberry raspberry iced tea. I made it iced from Taylor's of Harrogate. I think it's even better iced than it is hot. I mean, it's good hot, but oh my goodness, iced, it's amazing. And I kind of feel, I'm giving into the summer by drinking so much iced tea lately, but it's hot and humid. I'm going to whine about it. One of the things I whine about, besides my clothing choices being very narrowed, everything. I don't like the heat. I don't like having to depend on air conditioning. I don't mind warm. I don't like hot and humid. I think that's not too different than most people. But also for some reason, I don't have as much of a taste for mystery novels in the summer, which doesn't mean I won't read, and I'm intending to read a few even this month, which you will see, but just not as much. However, I'm happy to do a tea mystery right now because I have a bunch of books that I hauled that were of the mystery genre. I have other books that I've hauled recently too. One is a thriller, but I didn't count it this time around, maybe another time. These are just purely like mystery novels. Well, they may have other things involved in it too. But, yeah, so I thought I'd just share that for my tea mystery for July. I don't think I did one for June. I don't think so, right? So, I'm wearing the hat. It's like my biggest risk for this time of year because it's a little warm. But you know what? People wear hats in the summer. I used to wear a lot of them. I have summer hats somewhere that I got to reshape. But you don't come here to listen about my hats. Listen about my hats? Anyway, so I'm going to just start with the haul. The first are 2 library books. And this one, both of them I've been waiting for quite some time. They came out in June in the bookshops, and I was early on the wait list, so probably won't be able to renew these, but that's okay. This is The Bombay Prince by Sujata Massey. Hope I'm pronouncing that okay. This is a third in a series that I love quite a lot. This is the author. Yeah, there she is. Wait, does she live? I think I heard, where was she living? She lives in Baltimore, Maryland. Why did I think she lived in New York? That's okay. I've never been to Baltimore. I think I passed through it, but no one needs to hear that. Anyway, it's kind of a historical mystery because it takes place in November of 1921. The series centers around a Parsi attorney, solicitor, I think, who is female. So a lot of these things are, well, not so much being Parsi and an attorney, but being a female attorney was kind of a big deal in almost any part of the world in the early 1920s, certainly in India. Certain things she can't do, but she works for, I think, her father's firm. So that works for her. So she gets to sometimes investigate things that maybe are a little more delicate for, the menfolk. I don't know. But she does such a great job, and it does take you into a time period that, honestly, I didn't know that much about. But, only from different points of view. So the Bombay Prince, I don't know if this is who they're referring to, but the description talks about Edward, the future Edward VIII. His real name was David, coming on a tour of Bombay, which is what present day Mumbai was called. And in the midst of this, a woman falls to her death, but she had consulted Praveen, is that her name? It's been a while. Praveen, yes, Praveen Mystery previously, so Praveen is like, something suspicious here. So this should be interesting. All that colonial stuff, there's a bit of unrest, Gandhi was coming around this time, and so that should be a good backdrop for the story. I've heard really good things about it, so I'm excited. And then I also have been reading the Mary Russell Sherlock Holmes series for quite some time. There's a few in the middle that I skipped, I think, but I'm not sure which ones, but I'll have to get back to them. But this is the latest one, Castle Shade. I don't know how I feel about this cover. I don't know. It's not really how I picture Mary Russell, but that's okay. These past books also takes place in the 1920s, I think, yes. They've been traveling about Europe a little bit. First, well, other parts of the world too, but they've been in different parts of Europe recently. And now it's taking place in Romania. And there might be a little bit of stuff regarding vampires, but it's probably not real, I'm assuming. Just judging from the rest of the books that I've read, probably not. But it should make for an interesting investigation and a little bit historical as well. So I'm excited about this. I've heard good things from the people who've read it. Didn't I just say that? Is there an echo in here? Okay, so I'm going to move on to the 2 books I purchased. I haven't taken the stickers off yet. Should I do it on camera? I'll do it from this one. Yeah. Yes, so satisfying. They come right off. I love that. Really, stickers. Learn from Thriftbooks. Usually the stickers come right off. But anyway, 2 books. One is the next book of the Jane Austen mysteries. I read the first one late last July, so I figured this is going to be a tradition. Maybe I'll read more of them as time goes on, like before July's. But, we'll see. This is, anyway, the second one. They came out a while back, so it's not like they're brand new. So there's plenty to get. Let me see when this was, 1997. So, I mean, it's been out for a while. I'm surprised that I haven't read these earlier. But anyway, this is called Jane and the Man of the Cloth. And, don't know much about it, and, I'm not really going to go into it too much, except that it takes place in Lyme Regis, which I find interesting. So I'm excited about that. And I think that's an important setting for a book that I'm about to read right now of Jane Austen. So that's kind of cool, Yes, I checked on it just because I'm like, how could I not remember this? It is one of the famous scenes of the book Persuasion, which I love so much. And so yay. Kind of excited about that. And that's, seaside, so it's a good summer read, I think. The last book I read of hers was very wintry, so it seemed kind of odd. I mean, you can read about things that take place different times of the year. I'm just saying. So I'm excited about that. I don't know when I can get into it this month, but we'll see. And this one is the second book in the Summer of Suspense. That is Kate Howe's group of reading mysteries in the summer, because why not? I like that. I like that that's being encouraged because, like I said, I tend to fall off a little bit in this genre. And so this is Mary Westmacott, known to millions as Agatha Christie, The Burden, a superb novel of possessive love. And it says, 2 sisters divided by love. Laura was the plain one, a model of responsibility who sheltered her young sister from life's many dangers. Shirley was the enchanting one, a spirited beauty who longed for freedom and romance. Then he came into their lives, an irresistible charmer who lured young Shirley into the perils of newfound love, and Laura vowed to protect her dear sister's heart, even if it shattered her own, ... forever. Kirkus reviews call this a chiffon pie which holds its shape. Interesting. Why does it sound a little bit like Sense and Sensibility? Am I just going to read Jane Austen into everything? I should have done like a combination Jane Austen Sherlock Holmes outfit today. But that's a little complicated. Anyway, so those are the 2 I got from Thriftbooks. Very happy about that. I actually I think I was able to use some points on Thriftbooks because I used them that much that I had scored some points. Very exciting. So last but certainly not least, again, my pronunciation is failing me. I was just having tea. It throws me off. That's my blaming everything. But this is a whole channel that, combines drinking tea with speaking. So I better work on that. So, okay. It's been almost a month since I visited, or at least it was almost a month since I'd visited Bookoff, which is a chain-ish, I guess it's a chain of bookshops, but they're not everywhere. I think they're based in Japan. And there are a number of them in California, Hawaii, Paris, I think, and a number of other places, and one in New York. So when I go into my office, which is a couple times a week now, I'm a few blocks away from it, and I try not to go that way if I can help it, because I'll always, if I pass by, I'll always be tempted. Not too long ago, I actually walked past it and didn't go in once. And I was like, I am full of strength. But normally it's hard for me to pass up because every time I go, I think, oh, I probably won't find, because come on, I have a lot of books. How many books can I possibly want? And then I always find something. And it's always something different. One of the things I thought about looking for this time around was a cheap paperback copy of Persuasion, because I thought, I have a really pretty copy that I can't really write in, or I don't want to write in. And I can use my little Jane Austen notebook that I have, which is fine, which is what I'm going to do because I did not find this. But I thought it would be kind of fun to do that. So whatever. Didn't find what I was looking for, and I'm not disappointed. But I went in at first, and the first floor, the ground floor, was like just so crowded. There was a lot of people, and it was still pretty well occupied by humanity on the second floor where I go. And I was a little nervous about that because I'm not used to it, but I kind of like that they're doing well. So, you know. And the people who were there were pretty nice. They weren't all, you know, obnoxious or whatever. They were pretty happy people, really excited to find $1 books. So I try to be kind in that way. Yes. And yeah, people weren't like coming right up when I was looking at something. So, and everybody was wearing masks. I'm still, you know what? Indoors, I'm still a little bit anxious about things like that. You know, we've been through a lot. Anyway, so I was looking around and I didn't get any nonfiction this time, which was a surprise. I usually find a lot in the biography history section, but this time it was a little bit disappointing. But when I walked to the area that has like the, you know, the cheap paperbacks, the mass market, that sort of thing, I went there mainly to look for Persuasion, because I was not going to look in the classics, you know, $5 and up section for a cheap copy, because that would take away the whole purpose. Usually I go there and there's a couple of Jane Austen paperbacks. None this time, of course, but I found something that I have not seen in so long, which was a good amount of mystery novels, like cozy / classic crime / etc. in, you know, in these paperback forms. And Dorothy Sayers is one that I have such trouble finding cheap copies of in Bookoff, but suddenly I found the Motherlode, and I think I took all of them that were there. I feel like I'm missing one here, but maybe not. Maybe it was just 4 of them. I don't know why I thought 5, but that's okay. 4 is good, and I have not read any of these that I know of. I'm really behind. I read Gaudy Night, which was out of order, but I didn't care so much at this point. And it was amazing, but that was in March. So I found 4 Dorothy Sayers books, and I don't think these are in order, and I don't care because I'm just going to show them to you. They're all of this kind. It's Lord Peter Wimsey mysteries. This is the 5 Red Herrings. All of them have the dollar right in the description, but so I'll just read it really quick. The body was in the pointed rocks alongside the stream. The artist might have fallen from the cliff where he was painting, but there are too many suspicious elements. I can't read this part. So anyway, 5 are red herrings, but one has created a masterpiece of murder that baffles everyone, including Lord Peter Wimsey. So, I don't know. I am not thrilled with this one, but it could be fun. The Dead Painter, I don't know. This one has a tiger on it. This is In the Teeth of the Evidence and Other Mysteries. So this might have some short stories. I have a short story collection. I'm not sure if they're in there, so this might be the only repetitive one. A fleeing killer's green mustache. Anyway, let's see. For his lordship and the spirited salesman sleuth Montague Egg. I feel like I saw that name in one of these other descriptions. So that's cool. I like when he teams up with people. Look, it used to be at Borders. So it's kind of funny because, yeah, so like the price on the side was $4.99. The Borders price was $4.99. This was $1. I'm pretty okay with it. Look, it has an old Borders bookmark in it, which makes me so happy. This one was sorry, I'm going to get really nostalgic here. This was on the 461 Park Avenue. And this was the one closest to where I worked back when it closed. And even now, where my office is, it would have been pretty close. I was really sad when that closed. I know there's still a Barnes & Noble nearby, but anyway, that's a little of a digression, whatevers. Now this one is the one I was waiting for the most. This is Strong Poison, and this is the one where Harriet Vane is introduced, who was the main character in Gaudy Night, and her husband, right? Fiance dies, and she kind of gets blamed, and Lord Peter Wimsey has to sorry, a little sweaty, sorry. I told you, this time of year. Anyway, so this is the introduction of one of my favorite characters ever. And so I'm so happy I finally found this copy, because I was about to go out and buy it anyway, because I was like, man, they all seem together, so I'm trying to figure out if someone must have bought them all together at Borders. They all have Borders, I guess. 2 of them have Borders. I don't know. Maybe someone was buying these at some point. I'm trying to see when these were printed. Oh, there's a number in here. I don't know what it is. It's not a phone number. But, wait, this one, printing 1995, so I don't know. Anyway, I'm sorry. This is Hangman's Holiday. It has a, it's like a cat in the background. I don't know if that's what it is. But, okay. Also, this also has Montague egg in it. So, this is someone I really don't know much about. So, oh, this is another short mysteries. So maybe I'm wrong again. Maybe I do already have some of these if it is in a short story collection that I already have. But in a way, I don't mind. I like these copies, and still, for what I paid for them, really good bargain, and they match, even though I know I will never have a full set of matching anything in this series because I bought other different versions. Whatever. Okay, so about, a while back now, can't remember exactly when it was. I know it was probably pre-COVID, like pre-everything closing. I had heard about the series of Mrs. Jeffries, which is like a Victorian era, but written much more recently. Series about a woman who's like a housekeeper in Victorian times. And the man she housekeeps for is like a detective, but she is basically the brains behind the investigations. And I kind of got annoyed with that because I do think that I don't want her to be everything. I want him to sort of figure things out. So I didn't like run to buy the rest of the books. I got the first in the series and I was like, yeah, that was good. It was really good, but I'm just not going to rush to read the rest. But if I find them, say, at Bookoff for a good price, then I'll get them. So they were $1 each and I thought that wasn't bad. This one is called Mrs. Jeffries Wins the Prize. The author is Emily Brightwell. That just sounds so English. I'm having tea with Miss Brightwell. I'm doing a terrible accent. I'm sorry, English people who are watching. So this seems to take place during like a plant, like a flower show type of competition, something along those lines. Which I just read a book like that with the goodness sakes, I just literally just read this a couple months ago. The oh my goodness. Had to think about it for a moment there. Gemma Doyle, where she has a Sherlock Holmes bookshop in Cape Cod and etc. There's no newer books in that series, so but the last book had a death occurring between two, where one of the rivals of someone else gets killed and the other person suspected, but they, they're both into gardening, stuff like that. So it's a common idea, I guess, but this could be kind of cool. I don't know. And then the other one I found of this one was, I don't know what order they're in, and frankly, I don't care. Mrs. Jeffries Holds the Trump. As in, I guess, trump card, not as in, presidents of the past. Okay, so an owner of a medical supply company was spotted floating face down off the Chelsea Vestry Wharf. So, okay, maybe, I don't know what this, has to do with the title, but that's the cover. And it seems kind of fun. I hope that I enjoy this. Someone said one of these was printed, I guess, more recently. It says, if you like Downton Abbey, you'll love Mrs. Jeffries. Now, I do like Downton Abbey very much. I just watched the entire series again recently, and the movie. But it's, it's kind of like a below stairs entirely. If you like the below stairs going, which is no problem, but I liked it. I never say I fell in love with that series, but I'm willing to give it another try. I love mystery series, so now going back to a writer who I've not read, but I do have one of her books. Yes, I know this person. Yeah, I just checked because often mystery writers, you just don't know if they're, it's a she. I think she passed away not for too long. I'm pretty sure. Oh, hi, Freddie. Aw, Freddie. So anyway, he wants to show you this. Yeah, he really wants to show you this book. He's going to knock over an entire pile of books next to me. Yay, distracted booktubing. But books and cats. People love books and cats. Right, Freddie? Okay. Yes, I love you very much. Agatha Raisin and the Fairies of Fryfam, I don't know, by M.C. Beaton. I have never read Agatha Raisin. I know there's a series on television of Agatha Raisin. I've heard some good things about this. I don't remember who it was that said anything about this. Again, I'm gonna assume Kate Howe, because I feel like she reads a lot of mysteries and that seems about right. But so I'm willing to give it a try. I have one other book by M.C. Beaton, which I don't think is a mystery, but it's called Lady Fortescue Steps Out. So I really do want to get started on this writer. There's also, she also wrote some other series, I think, but I'm not gonna get into that right now. This is, again, Agatha Raisin rents a cottage in the picturesque village, of Fryfam, where she, or Friffam? Who knows? Where she hopes good fortune and true love will come chasing after her. Adding a bit of spice to her adventure, she's pronounced to the locals that she's a mystery writer, penning a whodunit called Murder at the Manor. Unfortunately, her romantic notions are quickly dispelled by strange doings here. What are those strange lights in her backyard? Who is stealing paintings and pottery? How dare they? Where are her beloved cats? Well, my beloved cat's right here. He's just on the counter right now. Keeping me warm, which is not what I need right now. And who murdered the local squire, ironically, at the manor? Oh, my. Agatha's nose for trouble leads her into a hodgepodge of jealousy, blackmail, and dangerous liaisons. And a murderer who plans to keep irrepressible Agatha here in Fryfam permanently as a resident corpse. Goodness sakes. Who writes these descriptions? I hope they find the cats, because I can't stand anything happening to cats in books or dogs. Someone wrote from St. Petersburg Times, Agatha is a glorious cross between Miss Marple, Auntie Mame, and Lucille Ball, with a tad of Pitbull tossed in. She's wonderful. I passed by a doggy daycare last week, and it's one of those things with the open windows you could look in, and I had all these dogs kind of look at me. 2 pit bulls came running up, looked at me with a big, pit bull smile. And I'm like, I've always been a little afraid of them just because, all the news reports and stuff. But they're so cute. Anyway, behind glass. But no, I've seen some in person. They've been very, very sweet, the ones that I've met. So, but I know, pit bull I know the idea is that they can just hang on to something without letting go. So we'll see. Anyway, that sounds like a great combination. If you're one of the people who's talked about Agatha Raisin on your channel, then please let me know. And that's it. But that's not it. That's like a lot, right? That's not like it. Like, oh, this is a little bit. I'm analyzing everything I'm saying today. Yes. So, let me know if you've been reading any mystery novels, if you've been hoarding or hauling any mystery novels. Let me know if you feel the same about mysteries, like that it's a little bit more difficult to read in a hot climate, unless you live in a very hot climate and you read whatever. And let me know if you have hat head like me. Yay! Hat head, hat head. All right. I don't know. This is tea, but there must be something else in this. Anyway, no, I promise you, it's just tea. So that's all for today. If you like talking about mysteries, if you like talking about Jane Austen, if you like talking about classics, if you like talking about cats getting in your face and giving you your nose a little itchiness, please subscribe. And thank you for all the new subscribers and the other lovely people who have been watching all these years at this point. So this is Catherine, taking tea with Catherine. Have a lovely tea and mystery-filled day. Goodbye.